You're watching UnrealEntGaming. This is Gohan from Dragon Ball Z. You want to see me turn Super Saiyan? Or should I take it to the next level? I'm also the narrator, too. Next time on Dragon Ball Z, make sure and smash subscribe to UnrealEntGaming.
As the battle between Broly and Jiren now begins to reach its climax, with Broly having to achieve a new level of power thanks to Goku and his training back on Vampa, and further reminding Broly of his potential as seen on the previous manga chapter video. With Broly willing to battle and finish things off with Jiren, the question now lingers, is it possible for Jiren now to be able to rival Broly's newfound powers, or is Broly simply going to make an example of Jiren and absolutely decimate Jiren by the end of this final encounter? As once more before we begin, if you are new to this channel and have a love and passion for all things Dragon Ball and anime related, then be sure to smash that subscribe button on this channel and turn on all notifications to never miss a single upload, along with giving this video a big thumbs up by slapping that like button down below if you guys love Dragon Ball and anime, as well as checking out the official Dragon Ball fan mangas playlist located down in the description box below, to where on that playlist you guys will be able to find all the latest and best Dragon Ball fan mangas created by the community for the community. So be sure to head on down below, check out the official Dragon Ball fan mangas playlist for all the best and latest videos on Dragon Ball fan mangas. As we kick off Monty Black's Beyond Dragon Ball Super Story of Broly vs. Jiren manga chapter special, with Broly now having to tap into the full powers of Super Saiyan Blue and having to combine that with, of course, his full powered state. Not only is Broly now fully recovered and looking on and ready to battle against Jiren once again, but even Shile goes on to recognize that Broly had created a huge stigma in the fact that he had gotten this powerful this quickly. Shile was very hesitant on having to talk to Broly only because she didn't know if Broly was going to be the same person that he was, and with Broly having to understand this, Shile then understands that of course this is the same Broly that she had recognized prior, with Beerus having to comment, he definitely looks like a deity, but can his body handle all of that energy, with Whis asking, could this be the true legendary Super Saiyan God? This fight could have served to toughen him up. Broly isn't normal in terms of energy, that amount of power. It's hard to imagine any mortal who can contain it. And with Broly having to look on, that's when Goku went along to use instant transmission and getting in front of him, and also trying to figure out if Broly had any sort of self-awareness in understanding who Goku was. And with Goku looking on and having to stare Broly directly in the eyes, even Goku himself was able to understand that Broly had reached a new level of power by telling him, Broly, this is amazing! You did it! You've gained control! I knew you could do it, because this was the lesson that Goku had wanted to instill within Broly ever since their training session on planet Vampa. As Beerus goes to look on once again by commenting, it's extraordinary that Broly could pull this off. He jumped straight into what appears to be the mastered variation of Super Saiyan Blue. His control over divine energy seems to rival even Goku's, with Whis chiming in, if you ask me, it's more of a beautiful Kayan color. At any rate, it seems like Broly was pushed by the motivation to impress his master, with Beerus responding, why does that seem so familiar, and having to remember when Kale did the exact same thing during the events of the Tournament of Power. Whis then goes on to continue, it's a good thing that this wound has healed. That energy probably would have been much more difficult to contain with a hole in Broly's body. That probably hurt Broly's motivation to try this before now as well. With Belmont chiming in, what is this light? With Whis once again chiming in, the Super Saiyan transformation requires them to concentrate their energy to one spot in the body. The God forms are the product of raising their ki while containing it, creating a concentration effect. So, that is a mass of concentrated energy. So much so that it's visible to the naked eye. Although it seems the area that Broly is strong, his energy is a bit higher than usual. That's ridiculous, Belmont says, with Jiren then having to subtly tell Broly, so, this power, it's all your own. and greater than before without relying on Ultra Instinct. Let's test that. And as soon as Broly looks on, Jiren went along to chime in as Goku shouts, "Wait!" And as soon as he does so, he then asks Shile, "Do you have that other Senzu Bean I gave you?" Yeah? "Can I have it back, pretty please?" And as soon as Shile does so, she goes on to give this to Goku, and as soon as Goku does that, he goes on to do the exact same thing he had done to Moro and give Jiren the Senzu Bean by telling him, "Hey Jiren, here you go." And with Jiren confused, that's when Shile shouts, "What are you doing, Goku?" But Broly doesn't mind because Broly went along to smirk as Jiren ate the bean, and it was only at that moment where Jiren is absolutely puzzled because he went from being in a battered, bruised, and bloody state to now having to recover fully, with Jiren acknowledging this by commenting, "This is amazing. All the power I've lost has been restored." And as Goku then grabs onto Shile, he then goes on to tell Broly, "Alright, you guys are both doing great. Broly, remember, no matter what happens, I'm proud of you." And as soon as Goku ends up leaving, that's when Jiren went along to acknowledge Goku's actions by commenting, "Goku, I'm starting to see what you're up to." And with both Broly and Jiren once again in fighting position, what Jiren attempted to do first was glare at Broly as he had done early on when he first fought him, and as soon as Jiren then goes on to attack Broly fully, Broly does nothing but stand there as of course the glare attacks go on to hit him, and with Broly looking on, that's when Goku went along to shout, "Broly, why are you just standing around?" As Whis chimes in, Jiren is moving at such a high speed that he will dazzle you at the point where it could seem like a blur to a certain degree. It will feel as though you're blind for a moment as he escapes your sight. And as of course Jiren does this, Broly goes on to tell him, "This tickles," with Whis continuing, but there seems to be a problem. So as soon as Jiren is attacking Broly, nothing seems to work until Broly goes on to spot one of Jiren's fists as of course it's making its way right towards him. Whis then continues, Jiren has seen a power yet again beyond his own, and this time without relying on a divine technique. This is something natural to Broly. But right before Jiren can actually land the hit on Broly, Broly ends up punching Jiren with such power that Jiren goes flying out not just into the distance, but with such speed that Whis went along to then continue. Broly's power rids him of the need to rely on Ultra Instinct, and all of that power belongs to Broly's very being. This is causing Jiren to have trouble letting go of his emotions, and with Jiren sent flying, that's when even Belmont went along to ask, "Where's Jiren?" With Margarita responding, "It seems he was sent light years away from that punch, like a shooting star. This is starting to remind me of the sparring sessions back home," Whis says. "Ultra Instinct is the standard for us back home, and yet we still must hone our strength and grow. It doesn't stop there." So even though Broly had hit Jiren with such force that it caused Jiren to be sent flying out into deep space, out of nowhere Broly then begins to pick up that Jiren is coming right back for him, and as he does, Jiren goes on to literally within inches come so close by punching Broly. As of course he does, Jiren ends up hitting Broly with such pressure that as soon as Jiren then raises his head up and looking at Broly, he then asks, "Was relying on that state a mistake?" And as soon as Jiren falls back, that's when he continues, "This energy, this power, it was all yours naturally?" With Goku crying out, "Hey Jiren, have you ever tried to hold in all of that chi and raise it to see what happens?" And Jiren seems to be a little confused as Goku continues, "Honestly, your energy is so thick it radiates as heat. Even Broly doesn't have that going on. If you can control it and control all of that power, I bet you could do something pretty special." With Jiren responding, "And you believed all along that I could achieve something beyond that. Thank you for believing in me and reminding me of who I really am." As Goku continues, "I wanted to be wrong all along. Son Goku, I wanted to be wrong all along. When you bested me using Ultra Instinct, I thought that was the only peak of power that can best me. But then right then and there is a massive shift within the universe itself because there is a massive radiation of heat going on that ends up sparking right in front of Broly. As of course everything then begins to shift, there is a massive surge of energy coming from a singularity, and that singularity is none other than Jiren, as only then we get to witness how Jiren had listened to Goku and having to condense and concentrate all of that energy very similar to Broly, as of course we only then witness to to what Monty Black refers to as Jiren's Supernova form, as only then the Beyond Dragon Ball Super fan manga special then comes to a close. Now, I've really been enjoying this manga series for quite some time, but I honestly feel like one of my biggest criticisms for Monty Black is that there is no sense of closure for both Broly and Jiren, because just when you think that one of them is about to beat the other or the fight's going to conclude, it's like someone ends up getting another massive power increase. So I really hope that this upcoming fight is going to be their last, only because it's beginning to get a little repetitive in seeing this guy achieve full-powered Super Saiyan Blue, this guy achieving some sort of a Supernova form, and the next thing you know, one of them might achieve Supernova Super Saiyan 5 Mastered Ultra Instinct Demon Form level 6. You know, I think to get here, the story did play off with Goku wanting to teach Broly, and for this fight to go down involving the two, but I definitely think that this should end, or at least reach its ending point now, because how far can these two go in terms of a narrative standpoint if they just keep breaking their limits and they seem to achieve these wacky forms? I love the concept behind Jiren accepting the fact that there's more, and seemingly now this is his final form, which is why I really want to see this fight play off in a sense to where we have a definitive winner and we have a definitive loser, if that is the narrative and we don't end up getting a draw. So I think that by looking at this objectively, it's a really good story, especially from its early stages and building up to this point. But I think for me, I really want to see a winner and I really want to see a loser, if that's going to be what's going to happen, unless there's some sort of a draw. And even if there is a winner or a loser, because so far we've seen how Jiren had bested Broly and Broly had somehow managed to best Jiren. They've been going back and forth up until now, so I think that going forward, there should be some sort of a be-all end-all conclusion that's ultimately going to bring everything together. So again, I want to get your thoughts in the comment section below about this, and I want to get your thoughts on Kain Broly or Supernova Jiren, because so far from what Monty Black had said, there is only, I think, one more chapter left, and I really can't wait to see the level of brutality going into this, only because now, since both of them have recovered, and since both of them now are at their peak, the question going forward is who is going to be the winner. So again, thank you all so much for watching, thank you all so much for your time. If of course you guys are new to the channel, then I do encourage you guys to smash that subscribe button and give this video a big fat thumbs up by slapping that like button down below, as well as meeting the like goal for this video, as of course the like goal is going to be 5,000 likes on this video. If we can go on ahead and do that, then hopefully enough I'm going to go on ahead and ask Monty Black to give you guys the manga chapter a lot sooner than expected, so I can't wait to see how this is going to end. Follow him, his Twitter link will be located down below. Thank you all so much for your time, and we'll be seeing you all down in the comment section below. Have a great day everybody, and take care. Peace. And a quick little reminder before you guys go, if you guys are unaware, I do have a second gaming channel located down in the description box below, so be sure to head on over to Unreal Royale and hit that subscribe button along with turning on all notifications, as to there, you guys will find all different kinds of gaming content that you will not get to find on UnrealEntGaming, titles and video games such as Grand Theft Auto, Call of Duty, Gears of War, Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle, Dragon Ball Z Legends, Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 3, Minecraft, Blair Witch, and many other retro games on that channel. So if you guys are into gaming, then make sure you guys subscribe over on Unreal Royale. I want to thank you all so much for your time, and I'll catch you all in the next one.
This is the Galactic Emperor of the Universe, and of course I'm here to tell you to subscribe to UnrealEntGaming.
Also follow UnrealEntGaming on these social media platforms to stay connected at all times. And if you don't, then very soon you will all be dead! Oh, did someone say UnrealEntGaming? Oh my god.
The fuck's up, on? Put on some clothes!
Well, why don't you put on any clothes?
What? I don't need clothes. Jesus Christ, that's huge! What, Broly?
Freezer.
Uh-oh.
Prepare to die!
UnrealEntGaming, but watching your video all lots of likes, or Bill will turn you into chocolate!
Vados, get over here! Tell these mortals that I'm the biggest UnrealEntGaming fan. This is my moment. I'm a part of his notification squad. Universe 7 can have all the fun. I just want the food.
And don't forget to leave a comment on this video. Show some love for the best community on YouTube.
Caca!